Okie dokie. I think we're on the air. Hallelujah. So, let's go to here. See what's happening. There we go. Hi, boys and girls. It's me, Butch. My name is Terry David Silvercloud. My mouth is dry. Figures. Oh, well, here we go. Hang on. I'm testing out Open Broadcast Studio Freeware OBS Project.com and testing it out on you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm looking for me. There I am. I'm gonna put me here. There I is. And I'm just gonna yak for a bit. So I gotta put this down. Now I can't hear the music. And today is the 17th of March, 2025. And it's just 3:15 in the afternoon here in Vancouver. So I'm testing out OBS, and of course, what camera am I on here? Camera one, hi. Nothing ever works the way I think is going to work. But it's nice lighting today for a March day in Vancouver. And I don't really have a whole lot to say at the moment. I only got a lot to say, but I haven't practiced anything. But I did want to talk about me as a Canadian, and particularly as a queer Canadian, a bona fide faggot. I call myself queer because I've learned when I was younger it didn't matter, but as I got older, I'm sure those of you in the gay community will recognize the term chicken queen, and I got labeled as a chicken queen, and so a lot of my older male gay friends thought he just likes chicken, so I'm not going to go any further in that, but that's why I call myself queer, because that's just sort of not your average. Most guys, gay men and queer men and women, we're all over the place. Some of us like this, some of us like that, some of us like, we'll take whatever we can get kind of thing. I don't know. For me, I guess I've been fortunate to have been a fairly attractive catch to quite a few guys, and I usually got what I wanted. And I had a boyfriend for, 18 years, and he died 30 years ago from complications from AIDS. So I'm 80. I don't have AIDS. I don't know if I'm immune or what. I'm a very oral guy, so maybe that helped in a top. Not that I haven't taken it a few times. But anyhow, I have serious heart conditions now. And I don't know if I'm going to live long enough to see what's going on in the States play out with Donald Trump. Right now, Americans are becoming aware that we Canadians are really pissed off. Trump has insulted our Prime Minister and basically threatened to take us over. So serious trade wars are happening. It's going to hurt everybody, particularly American buyers. So as I see it, because I'm an old guy who thinks he knows a whole lot, maybe I do, maybe I don't know. I'm an artist and a photographer and into physics. So if you want to know about electrons and quantum physics and stuff like that, I'm your boy. Politics, I try to keep my nose out of politics, other than trying to defend gay rights and help younger gay boys and girls recognize that the things they're feeling, that's not going to go away. And coming out, you know, it's a lot easier to come out now. I'm 80, but it's a lot easier to come out now than when I was a youngster. The red spots you see on my body, by the way, they're from my ingrown hairs. I have hormone issues. I'm in hormone replacement therapy, and I hope it'll be sort of mostly cleared up by summer, because I'm a very vain kind of guy, and I like looking good. But it's sort of a test of my vanity to see if I can just, what the hell? I'm 80, what the hell? That sort of thing. I'm Butch. Butch likes being the leader, and he likes to set an example by being what he thinks his troops should be as well. So Butch does not ask his troops to do anything that Butchie Poo would not do himself, and he likes to just set an example by being Butch himself. So back to old Donald Trumpy boy and his boyfriend Elon Musk. This is all very serious business, and I was going to allude to that before I just drifted off like he does. Trump he might be insane, but Elon Musk is a very intelligent guy who may also be insane, but so smart that he realizes that, like Butch does, I told you I like being in charge, and I learned early on. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about how I learned to be a boss kind of guy, but the main lesson is, if you act like you're in charge, behave like you're in charge, talk like you're in charge, people will be inclined to believe that you really are. And even if you're scared, you just do it. You know, I was an officer in the Navy. When things are blowing up all around you, you don't have time to be scared. You're pooping your pants, but you best be thinking about what should I be doing and how am I going to get out of this alive. That kind of thing. Where am I? So Donald Trump, he's pulling a Hitler. And Hitler's plan, if Trump has a plan, or if Musk has a plan, is to totally disrupt everything on purpose. Like, he doesn't care if it's all falling apart. That is part of the plan. Everything will be just so bad that what he orders the Army and Navy and things to do will happen. Now, unfortunately, theoretically, he's in charge of the Army, Navy, and Air Force, and the judges, well, they have police, sort of. The police can't outnumber the Army. Things that are really serious in the US of A, and for we here in Canada, I don't know if I'll live long enough to see what plays out, but I'm warning Americans, stand up now, take to the streets now. It might not be too late. You know, all of your data has already been stolen, so I don't know how you're going to deal with that. It's probably already been uplinked to Musk's satellites up in the sky and stored in China or somewhere, or Africa, who knows where. You know, pretty much anything Musk could lay his hands on is probably now on private servers somewhere else in the world by way of his satellite network. That's what I think. You best be thinking about what I'm thinking about if you're an American. Now, I know a lot of my audience is from around the world elsewhere, like from India, hi India, and England, hi England, Arabia, Australia, Europe in general, South America. So only about half of my audience is American, like state-bound. The rest of you are out there in the rest of the world. So I know I'm speaking right now to people from all over the world. That's my audience, and a lot of you are older. I get to look at stats, you know, they give me stats, see who's watching your video. Oh, is that so? That's interesting, sort of thing. I don't know why people dislike videos unless they're just gay haters. I get dislikes. If you don't like the video, well, was that bad? So Christians, yeah, Christians, they're a real bugbear of mine because I'm not a religious type. To me, God is a metaphor for all of reality, everywhere, all at once, all of the time. God is just a metaphor for all of reality and is expressed through humanity and material reality. And of course, I'm into very deep Einstein kind of physics. So, you know, I think about that kind of stuff a lot. Where was I running with this? I forgot. See what happens. I start having pictures in my mind and forgetting what I'm talking about. I hope I mentioned I have hormone problems, so if you're seeing spots, well, I hope they'll go away. I had a little pot's legal here in Canada, so I indulged myself in trying to get this gear to work all at once. OBS, plus an excuse to just make a video and yak. Christians. So Christians don't know much about their Bibles. They don't read their Bibles. The first thing, because Butch is going to lecture Christians, because Trump feeds to the Christians. What camera am I on? There you are. The first thing Christians need to know is they're breaking both the first and second commandments. The first commandment is something along the line is, you cannot have any other gods before me, the big G. Nobody. And who is this Jesus person? No Jesus for you. If you fall for that, boy, one of my thingies here, I can feel it's bothering me a bit. I have ingrown whiskers too. It's a real drag. The joy of old age. So no Jesus for you, and that's like the first commandment. Nobody before God, like nobody. And the Jewish people understand that very well. And Muhammad, he's just a preacher, so he's just a preacher. So I'm not going to get into Islam. I have a lot of issues with Islam too, but we're not going to get into that. What's interesting about Islam is the Kaaba in Mecca is a cube, and it's approximately the same size as the Holy of Holies in the first and second temples of the Jews, which was about 30 feet cubed, 20 cubits by 20 cubits by 20 cubits. And if you draw an X on each surface of a cube, you've outlined a three-dimensional Star of David. Where were I? So getting back to the Christians, the second commandment. The Jews are pretty good about that. They don't really worship anything. They got their candelabra sort of thingy, but they don't worship it or anything. The second commandment is, thou shalt not make any graven images. So what's with these cross things, like, like kissing your cross? Like, no, that's the second commandment. Remember Moses? See, Christians, they don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. And while I'm here, I want to mention in the book of Mark, not that if you're going to dump on religions, you have to read their books first. In the book of Mark, what is very interesting as a queer man is that when Jesus was arrested, he was with a young man, and the young man's tunic fell off, so he ran away naked, and that's all we know about that, except that also when the disciples visited the tomb to try and do whatever they were going to do with his body, and the tomb was empty, there was a young man sitting outside of the tomb. I mentioned that as a queer man who is a chicken queen, apparently. I admit it, I'm a chicken queen. Nothing wrong with that. But it does put me on the outside a bit. So I'm trying with this video, aside from just having fun with trying to make a video, is to warn my American audience to rise up now. It's not too late. The way I see it, Trump, whether he's insane or not, matters not. He seems to know what he's doing. He's following a playbook. And his boyfriend Musk lives in a fantasy world. He named his kids X after, an Isaac Asimov science fiction story where children were named after letters of the alphabet. And X.com was his first company. He sold it. It became PayPal. That's how he got rich. He's got an attachment, that kind of thing. But they're not... I don't know how to express this. I'm not a broadcaster type. I'm really a photographer and an artist and a physicist. So expressing myself as a nerd is not my strong point. I'm a nerd, I admit it. I love my electrons. I'm big on electrons and quantums and quanta. I'm trying to warn my American audience that it's time to be shit scared. Like, really, really scared of what's going on. This is all very, very, very serious. Rise up, do something. Stop it. You guys got tons of guns. Did I mention guns? I'm not going to encourage anything here. We in Canada, we don't got guns. That's why we're a little concerned. We have other methods we'll use. Besides, Trumpy boy has never learned to deal with Quebec. Good luck with that. So I'm going to shut up. This was just so I could ramp on about trying to make you Americans that are watching this rise up, and most of you will be gay or queer, men or women. Trump is serious danger to us. We can hide, a lot of us. I'm too well known as a faggot to hide. I'm so well known as a queer man. I would be at the top of a whole lot of lists, and they'd be coming for me first. I'm just too well known. I'm not famous or anything, but you get my drift. But a lot of people, nobody knows who you is, and you're going to be more inclined to keep it that way because you're going to be scared. So Butchy Poo is going to, he's going to shut up. And I wanted, before I go, because this is so very long anyway, apparently it's a good day to upload. The first one I loaded up today when I was testing, I uploaded quickly. I'm 80, and you don't get to be 80 and these are 15 pounders. Don't try this at home, kids. Unless you knows what's you's doing. These are 15-pound dumbbells, and I'm used to them. So if you're not used to playing with a dumbbell, well, start with smaller ones first. Start with the little ones, then work up to bigger ones. 15-pounders. But it's like use it or lose it for everything. And, pay attention to your diet. I'm going through difficult diet times right now because of my heart problems, and they gave me a list of foods that I'm not supposed to eat, and that's just about everything I like tomatoes and avocados and what else? Bananas. I'm not allowed to eat bananas because they're high in potassium. So I'm going to start in the next, I started actually a couple days ago, yesterday, to go back to what I ate when I was a kid, which was oatmeal, because I really like it, and I'm just lazy when it comes to cooking. So I'm going to shut up. Shut up, Butch. I don't know what to say to warn my American audience how dangerous things are right now. It's really serious. So stand up, rise up against the fat boy. Queer rights are in serious danger. Butch probably won't be around next time. I don't expect to be here next year. If I am, it'll be, and I'm quite serious about this, it'll be a surprise to me if I'm here this time next year. It will be a surprise to me. Things could change in my life. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. So I'm going to sit down and put my headphones on, and I'm going to, excuse me, gotta clear my throat. I need my glasses too. Give me a moment here. Anyhow, I hope the ingrown hair thing is all gone by summer. It's one of those awful things that you get to look forward to in old age. So I'm gonna switch screens. There we go. Nice quiet music. Which camera am I on here? Am I on Uno? I'm on one, yeah. So, trippy everything. I like trippy everything. Oops, where'd he go? There he is. And then I'm going to, what can I do? Window? I'll fade you out on trippy everything, okay? So, thanks for the visits. That's a mouthful. My mouth is dry. For you young boys and girls out there, it's going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. You may not live to be 80 like I have, but people are living longer, and it's going to be an adventure ahead. So Butchie Poo is going to say bye, bye, bye. And where am I here? And I gotta look down there. And he's gonna fade away.